Have you ever called yourself lazy? Or maybe you've looked at someone else procrastinating and thought, they're just so lazy. It's such a common label, something we throw around without much thought. But what if I told you that laziness, as we typically understand it, might not actually exist? What if it's just a misunderstood signal from our brain and body? Today, we're going to dive deep into this idea and uncover what's really happening when we feel that overwhelming urge to do absolutely nothing. Most of the time, what we call laziness is actually one of three things: exhaustion, lack of clarity, or emotional overload. Think about that for a second. It's not about a lack of character or willpower. It's a biological and psychological response. Let's start with exhaustion. This one seems obvious, but we underestimate it all the time. We live in a culture that glorifies being busy. We're constantly working, scrolling, and thinking. Our brains and bodies are running on fumes. When you're truly exhausted, your brain's primary job is to conserve energy for survival. It's not concerned with your to-do list, your creative projects, or cleaning the garage. It's in survival mode. So that feeling of being lazy is actually your body waving a big white flag, begging you for rest. It's not a moral failing. It's a biological need. Pushing through exhaustion is like trying to drive a car with an empty gas tank. You won't get far, and you might damage the engine. The second culprit is a lack of clarity. Have you ever stared at a huge, messy project and felt completely paralyzed? You want to start, but you have no idea where? That's not laziness. It's a lack of a clear, actionable plan. Our brains hate ambiguity. When a task feels vague or overwhelming, like write a book or get in shape, the brain sees it as a threat because it can't predict the outcome or the effort required, so it resists. It defaults to easier, more predictable activities, like scrolling through social media. The solution isn't to force yourself to be more motivated. It's to break the task down into tiny, ridiculously simple steps. Instead of clean the house, start with put 3 dishes in the dishwasher. Clarity gives your brain a roadmap, and once it knows the first step, it's much more willing to get moving. Finally, let's talk about emotional overload. This is a big one. Fear, anxiety, grief, and even chronic stress can be incredibly draining. When you're dealing with heavy emotions, your brain dedicates a huge amount of its resources to managing them. There's very little energy left over for anything else. Procrastination, in this case, is often an avoidance mechanism. If a task brings up feelings of fear of failure, fear of judgment, your brain will naturally try to avoid that discomfort, to form a self. So, when you're putting off that important phone call or avoiding a difficult conversation, ask yourself, what emotion is attached to this task? It's not that you don't care about the outcome. It's that the emotional cost of starting feels too high. The key takeaway here is to shift our perspective. Instead of judging ourselves or others for being lazy, let's try to get curious. Let's ask, what's really going on here? Am I exhausted and in need of genuine rest? Am I unclear on what the next step is? Or am I dealing with some heavy emotions that are making it hard to function? When we replace judgment with understanding, we open the door to real solutions. Instead of beating yourself up, you can give yourself permission to rest. You can take the time to break down a big goal into small, manageable steps. You can acknowledge your fear and find gentle ways to face it, perhaps by talking to a friend or a professional. People aren't lazy because they don't care. They're often stuck because their internal systems are trying to protect them. When life becomes too heavy, motivation naturally drops. When tasks feel pointless or overwhelming, the brain resists. And when fear is in the driver's seat, avoidance becomes the default. So the next time you feel that pull of laziness, take a moment, be kind to yourself, ask what you truly need. Is it a nap, a clearer plan, or just a moment to breathe and acknowledge your feelings? By showing yourself this compassion, you'll find that action becomes possible again, not through force, but through understanding. Thanks so much for watching. If this video resonated with you, hit that like button and subscribe for more content on understanding our minds a little better. See you in the next one.